Welcome to the Wednesday Wisdom Call. My name is Marty Forrest. My website is Hello Extraordinary Life. If you haven't been there yet, check it out. Get your free guide, 3 Steps to Reprogramming Your Negative Self-Talk. I'll add you to my email list, and then you get all the emails about what this call is going to be about, upcoming events, or the course I'll be launching again in March sometime. I keep saying that, and I haven't actually picked the date. So somewhere in March, I'm going to do my 6-week course, which has been on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. for 1 hour, 6 weeks. Sometimes they're consecutive. Sometimes there's a break in the middle. Yeah, so that's my spiel about that. If you're looking to really get on a faster track and grow deeper, I am for hire as a coach to help you go there and navigate the internal journey that sometimes we just don't know how to do it by ourselves, or we don't know what new things we need to do and implement. I had someone today, actually, I posted something on Facebook, and she said, how do I do that? And it was exactly that, about how do I create or implement new behaviors when we're so patterned in what we know. And we know they're not working, but we don't know what to do different. So that's what I'm here to help you do. And if you are interested in more of that and knowing more about that, you can go to the website and hit the contact me page, send me an email with your phone number, and I will reach out. And we'll have a just relaxed, casual conversation to see where you're really at and if this is the right time. Okay, the disclaimer's all out of the way there. Today, I am speaking to visualizing creates motivation. I'm going to speak in a competition for Toastmasters. I decided I would talk about this also on the call and in my emails. And not only just it creates motivation, but it's like, how do we actually do this? How do we visualize beyond the, what some people call airy-fairy, just seeing what I want? Oh, I'm going to see myself in a new car, or I see myself with tons of money, but I don't have any real action or feeling behind it. I'm simply seeing it. And the key to visualizing and having it actually come into fruition, sometimes how we visualize it, sometimes better, is to generate the feelings behind it and then do it repeatedly. It sounds really easy. It's not always very easy, and it depends on what you're visualizing. So I read something yesterday, and it said start in a smaller way, maybe, or something that's a little easier to manifest, visualize, rather than a big, I have my visual I've been working on since I've been focusing on this particular topic of being a best-selling author. And it brings me to tears when I hold that visual and see myself in that, and that's what I'm going to speak to and how to do that. So visualizing is having a goal. That's the first step. Have a goal. What is it that you want to visualize? Is it better relationships, your dream relationship, soulmate relationship, a new car? Maybe it is money. For me, it's being a best-selling author. That's one of them. That's just one. But just pick one goal that you want to visualize. And sit with that and get into a quiet space. Meditative type space. Do some breathing. Be with yourself. You know what you want. Then when you enter into the visualization process, begin to generate what it feels like. What does it look like? What are some of the details? Maybe those may not be the exact details that happen, but some of the examples are people like Tiger Woods. He spent hours visualizing himself with that perfect golf swing. When he gets out to practice, he's motivated because he's already seen it happen. He's been priming his body to take the action and know what it feels like and looks like. And he's become a quite a golfer as a result of that. So not only did he implement and see himself as a golfer and having that swing, that's what motivates us, is to take the action behind it. Then when we do it, we've already been practicing in our mind, and it becomes easier then when we actually implement it, because our body's been practicing in our mind. It sounds bizarre. It sounds, I think, really, that's possible? But I've seen many, many people become quite successful in their, I can't even think, Shaquem O'Neal, what's the other one, basketball stars, that, they see themselves making those perfect shots, and then when they practice, their body already knows. So it's generating details and then focusing on it. I'm going to talk about the how part, and then I'm going to talk about some of the things that get in our way. So getting all your details and visualizing that and what it feels like, because it's all about the energy, right? When we visualize something, or we manifest something, or we're aligned in our purpose, we're aligned with what's happening, we get into the flow. We get into the flow of the universe, and we're going downriver now instead of swimming upstream. So it's the energy. We're generating that energy, and the more we generate the energy and the more we focus on it and visualize it, the more we create the space for it, and the more motivated we are to take action, and the more we eliminate the obstacles that get in our way, whether they're in our own mind or life happening. Focusing on it, that's the third step. So I have the first three. I have setting your goal, getting a clear picture of it, and then generating all your feelings and energy around it, doing that more than one time, doing that every day. And then the next one is give it positive energy. Create a vision board, or I'm going to create a picture of, I'm going to probably draw it out myself. And I'm not really tech savvy, so I'll probably draw it. My great artist self, of my book cover that says bestseller on it. I'm going to draw the picture. So that reminds me every time I see it to focus, to generate the energy behind it. I'm already doing the writing part. So when I see it as a bestseller, now I have that feeling, and it reminds me constantly. So I have that thing in my space that I get the reminder often to keep my focus and keep my energy toward it. So those are steps to the how part. Sometimes some people have a hard time visualizing, and it's not always about the seeing it. I really don't see things. Sometimes I do. It's interesting. If someone's sharing a vision with me, I can actually see it in my mind's eye. If it's my own self, I don't really see it. I don't have the visual in my mind when I close my eyes. I have a sense, I have a feeling, I have a knowing. Like I can sense all the things and all the whatever's happening is there, but I don't actually have the visual in my mind. And that's fairly common for people. Some people are really good at it. Many are like me. We have the sense of it or the energy of it. We don't really see. There's actually a name for it. I don't know what that is. I don't remember, but there was actually a name for it. And then there are our own barriers that get in the way of visualizing. Sometimes I was reading a story about a man who had done a visual at some point in his life and became very emotional about it. And that closed him off. It closed the door for him visualizing, because he did not want to be embarrassed in front of other people if he got emotional like that again. So sometimes we close our own door. Other times we have a fear of what we might feel if we actually visual and get quiet with ourselves. That's why a lot of people don't even meditate. Just, what will I find out about myself? It's always something. It always ends up being something good, although it may not feel good in the moment. So we'll put our own fear in the way of what we might find out. I think sometimes when we have a vision, we have a goal, the other thing that can show up is I don't really deserve that. I don't really deserve to have that, so I'm not going to visualize it at all. Because when we do visualize, it may bring up those feelings. And then how do we generate feelings if we've been conditioned to be negative? How do we generate the positive? Not always easy. At least that's where we start smaller, maybe. Start with something, like visualize something, maybe having clients on the book. We're both self-employed here. So maybe having clients on the book. We start visualizing, what does it feel like when I have clients on the book and I have a full schedule? Or 10 people on the book. That's been my goal, 10 people on my book a week. What does it feel like? I know what it feels like to work. I know what it feels like to have 10 people on my book a week. I've done it before. So that is a little easier for me to begin visualizing because I already know what that feels like when I do it. Now I'm just getting aligned in the energy to have it happen again in a new location. So start there. That may be someplace else to start. If there's something that you already know what it feels like. You already know what it feels like when we have loving relationships and we are in harmony in our relationships. And maybe that's not happening right now and we want to have that again. So we know what it feels like. We can build on the feeling that we already know. It's another way to begin visualizing. And then just keep doing it. If it's not coming right away, we get to look at what is stopping us. What am I afraid of? What am I afraid I'm going to see? Why do I think I don't deserve to have what I really want? For a long time, it's my personal example of I know I'm here to do this thing, this writing a book. I'm going to talk about that because I was given a journal in 2004 for writing my book from a woman that I'm still friends with today. That's been 15 years ago. And I actually did some writing in the book, in the journal, of topics and different things I would talk about. And I know I got it out of a meditation I had done. And yet, I didn't do it until now, 15 years later. I never even thought to visualize it, but I wouldn't do it anyway. Because why? I don't think I deserve it. I don't want to be seen, really. Somebody said, oh, I can transcribe for you if you want to read it to me. And I about threw up. I was like, oh my God, no, like I'm not ready. Well, I'm writing. I have a date to get it out there. So some of that brings up some of that fear. So generating more of the positive and the walking through it. I'm walking through that fear because when she said, I'll transcribe for you if you read it to me, I hung up the phone and went, oh, I don't think so. I'll do it myself. And I thought, whoa, what is that about? Because I'm afraid. I still have some fear of other people reading what I'm writing or hearing what I'm writing, and yet I'm seeing myself as a best-selling author. So I keep doing it anyway. Right? I keep doing it anyway. And I keep visualizing it, and I keep seeing that, and I keep generating that. Because I know that's where I'm supposed to go, no matter what my fear says. So sometimes it's just about keep doing it anyway, allowing the fears to show up and move out. Keep generating what it feels like when we have that. Some people say imagine and visualize the action steps. So my action steps, of course, are writing. And more than that, I want to feel inspired to write. So I generate that feeling. But more than that, for me, in this particular instance, I see the book cover with bestseller across it. That's what I see. Because that motivates me to keep moving toward that and living into that. And then when it happens, I'll get to share that. But in the meantime, I keep doing it anyway, no matter what my fear is telling me, no matter what my mind is saying. So when we can't allow ourselves the space, because can't really is relative, right? That's my own block. That's not true. We always can. But something in there saying I can't, and that's usually something that has been programmed in us, telling us whatever that is, that we can't. I can't because, why not? I don't deserve it, I'm not good enough. Who am I? This was one of my things I used to ask. Who am I to think I can write a book? It's already all been said. Well, maybe it's true. Maybe that is a true statement. I don't know. What I know is I relate to people the way that I write, and people like the way that I write. So how many books do I have on the same subject? Because each thing is said in a little different way. So there you go. There's 50 authors on the same subject. That's a relative. I don't even know for sure, but I know I own probably 20 books under the same topic because they're different authors addressing maybe a little different piece of it. So that's who I am to write a book. I'm going to bring it in a way that my people who like what I say and how I say it are going to read it. And then it'll be a bestseller. You know, that excites me. So I generate some excitement about just thinking about it. Oh, best-selling author. Oof. So my visualizing that, seeing it, and reminding myself, writing about it, sharing it, has created an excitement for me that keeps me going toward it. And that's the purpose of being able to visualize. And it shifts our view of what we think we can to get into the deeper places of ourself of what we really want, what we really truly desire in our life. And know that in that process it may bring up some stuff. And if that's the case, we keep doing it anyway, we keep practicing. And it doesn't, there's not a set timeline, there's not an amount of time. People get all weird about meditations and things like that. Oh, it has to look a certain way. It's going to be your way, and it's going to be what works for you, but those are the steps. Set your goal, whatever that is. That do one at a time. Don't do too many at once, because that will just be let me choose a different word. That will just be mental masturbation. So one goal, and then create your clear picture about it, and generate your feelings and your emotions and what it feels like when you're having that in your world. Focus on it. Do that every day. Sit for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then the fourth step is to put something in your space to remind you and generate positive energy around it. Like I'm talking about the excitement now, just when I think about it. And I haven't done my drawing yet. So those are the steps. And then if it's a place where you feel like you can't, or it's hard, or it's not working, just keep doing it, because it will. Sometimes it's working and we don't even know it's working. You just keep showing up for yourself. Okay. I think I'm good there. Was that helpful?
Yes, that's very helpful. I'm getting excited for you, listening to you. So.
Thank you. Thank you. Was it helpful in? I know that you mentioned that you can't or don't, or I'm not sure what your word was, but you don't really visualize.
I have a hard time with it sometimes, as far as like the things I've done with you on your course, visualizing my little one and all that. I have a little bit of difficulty sometimes. I need other things to look at to get it. But all those things you were pointing out are the things that block me. So that's probably a good part of it.
Yeah. Yes.
Definitely.
Sometimes it helps to have like a picture first.
Yeah, I haven't done a visual board since I was there, so maybe that's something we need to do while I'm there.
We can do that. I have lots of stuff to do that. And like for me, if I couldn't see or know my bestseller, my book being a bestseller, I would draw the picture first and then hold the image of that.
Yeah.
And if it's like, let's say a full appointment book, because we both do massage and I do coaching also. So imagining the book being full and what that feels like, whatever that is for us. It's 10 people, 20 people a week, visualizing that, because we know what it feels like to have that. So beginning there, because you can actually take a appointment book and just put names in there. And it's just a way to begin the visual and then generate your feelings around it.
Yeah, that's one reason I need to come home and get cleared so I can do this, because something's going to be coming for like medical aspect of massage, cancer, helping people with cancer recover. Something to that effect is coming, and I don't know what it is, so I need to get clear on what this vision's going to be. So.
All right. We'll do that for sure. All right.